What's going on, guys? It's your boy SVJ. I already know, back at it again. Guys, today I'm making a video about how I started trading, where do I come from, how everything started. I want to give you guys a little brief of everything I went through before I became a trader and everything I did before I became a trader and how everything happens to see if I motivate a lot of you guys and so you guys can know my journey and how everything went down, guys. So let's start, guys. As you guys know, some of you guys should know me already. My name is Johans. I come from the Dominican Republic. All my family is Dominican, and I grew up in a small town in DR in the capital in Santo Domingo. That's like where all my family basically is from. And I came to the United States when I was like 7, guys. My dad brought me to the United States. I was over there. I never thought I was going to be here. But thankfully, my dad came to the United States and he brought us over here. And I was here in the United States living without my mom and all that stuff. But it was kind of hard at first, but we got used to it with the time. My mom came like 4 years later. But let me keep telling y'all, guys. I came from DR, a very small town over there in Santo Domingo. And over there, it wasn't like I was struggling, but we didn't have nothing we have here. So it was a little harder over there, because it's a third world country and there's not much over there unless you're rich. But my parents were not rich, but they were hardworking parents. We didn't have nothing we wanted, but we had anything we needed. So as long as we needed whatever, my dad would give it to us. But guys, let me tell you my story. When I came to the United States, I came to Miami. My dad lived here in Miami. I came to Miami, and we were here in Miami for a while. I went to school. I was 7 years old on fifth grade, and we came to a very poor neighborhood here in Miami. It was called Bronzeville. Not a lot of people know about that unless you're really, really from Miami, but it's a really bad neighborhood here in Miami where I grew up at. And it was a lot of shootouts, a lot of crazy stuff going on almost every week in that neighborhood, but that's the only option we had back then. You know what I mean? That's the only thing we could afford back in those days. It was just my dad and my grandma working, giving everything to us, like, everything we needed. My mom was in DR, so she couldn't be here. And it was just my dad with 4 kids trying to, hustle and do everything himself. But let's get to the other point, guys. I grew up. I was like around 12 years old, 13, like around there. And I told my dad, Dad, like, I really want to work. I want to help you out. I want to start buying my own stuff. I want to like buy my shoes, buy my games, because I used to love playing games, guys. Like I was basically a gamer back when I was a kid. I used to love playing games. So I told my dad, look, I might wash cars in front of the house. And he told me no, because supposedly I was going to run out the water. I was going to do too much, I was going to do too much in front of the crib, and we were going to call too much attention. He didn't want all that. So I was like, fuck it. It is what it is. So after he told me no, I went to a car wash near my house. Like, it was at a gas station. My dad used to go always, like, every weekend, and get his car washed there. So I went with him once, and I went up to the owner and I told him, yo, like, I need a job. Like, I'm only 13. I don't remember if I was 13 or 12, and I told him I could work on the weekends all day. I don't go to school on the weekends, so I could work all weekends. And he's like, look, you could come tomorrow. It was a Saturday, and I started working on Sunday right away. The next day, I bought everything I needed: my rags, my shampoo, everything I needed to wash cars. So I started washing cars, guys. And I started making for each car like $3 a car. It wasn't much, but it was a lot to me at that time. $3. Okay, I spent like 1 hour, 30 minutes washing a car, but I wasn't making no money, so that was good money for me. So I started washing cars, $3 a car. Some people would tip you $1 or $2, so it would go up to like $5 a car. But a lot of people didn't tip like that. And I started working. In a day, I would wash a lot of cars, like 10, 15 cars a day. I would make like around 50, 60, 70, $80 around a day. And I would go home super happy, guys. I would literally buy all my games, buy everything I wanted, my shoes. I've been hustling since I was a kid. I never wanted stuff handed. I never. My dad, I asked him for something and he would be like, no, I don't have money. So I would go out there and get it myself. Hard working, guys, under the sun. I would still go and do what I had to do, guys. So that was my first job that I'm talking about, guys. My first job that I'm telling y'all, that was it. So after that job, I grew up. I was already like 13. I'm about to be 14, and I started cutting my own hair. So I grabbed some clippers that I had here home, and I started messing around with my hair. And I took a whole half of my eyebrow. And I had to go to school with half of my eyebrow. Like, I took it off by mistake, guys. And that right there lead me to like want to become a barber. So after that happened, I was like, I'm gonna take this serious. So I started cutting my little brother's hair. He was like 5 years old, something like that, 6 years old. And I started cutting his hair. Every week I would cut my little brother's hair. And then his little friends started coming, and they started cutting their hair with me too. So little by little, I was cutting hair, watching YouTube how to cut hair. I didn't have nobody to teach me, but when I want to learn something, I go for it. So I started watching YouTube every single day, how to cut hair, how to do a fade, how to do this, how to do that. And after I watched the YouTube video, I would practice with my little brother. And then little by little, I started mastering how to cut hair. And I mastered how to cut hair, and I would cut all my boys up. I was making a little bit of money, cutting everybody up for like $5, $6, $10. I wasn't charging much because I wasn't really professional at it. I was still learning. And then when I was 15, I started working at a barbershop. So started working on a barbershop only on the weekends, and I started making more money. That's my second job right there, guys. After the car wash, I started doing that. So I started cutting hair, bam, bam, bam. I've been cutting hair for more than 10 years already. I'm already 25, and I've been cutting hair since I was like 14, 13, around there. Started, and it's been a long journey, and it was one of the best jobs, to be honest, because you don't have a boss, you don't have nobody telling you what to do, you don't have nobody, oh, you have to be here. You can literally go in whenever you want to make money and make money. And guys, I started cutting hair, making money. Then I put my first business. This is one of my first business coming in. So I always had an idea of having a mobile car wash. I bought a van. I put everything I needed to put a mobile car wash, and then I put one of my boys to work for me and start washing cars and splitting the splits for every car. He would get a percentage, and then I would keep most of it because I would have to buy the supplies, buy everything, gas, everything, insurance, everything on the car. But it was working out. I was making money while being a barber. So I was being a barber plus having the mobile car wash working for me. So it was going great. And then one day he calls me, yo, somebody ran into me, like somebody crashed me, and they left. They flipped the van, and the whole business went to shit. So after that happened, I got like super mad. I got super mad, and I just sold everything, and then I just left that business there, and we left it how it is. And then a couple years went by. I kept grinding, kept making money, and then I bought my first barbershop, my barbershop. We bought the barbershop like a couple years ago, like maybe 3 years ago already, and it's been great, guys. I've been, hustling, working a lot, going crazy. So I wanted to say that that part of like how I became an entrepreneur, how I put my businesses. But in that journey, guys, COVID came, right? Let me talk about what happened in COVID. So in COVID, like around 2019 when COVID hit, they closed all the barbershops. So I was stuck with no job. I didn't have, like, I couldn't cut hair because all the barbershops were closed. So I decided to go and apply on a regular job. This is like my first like official like job that I had to clock in and clock out. So I decided to go and work at the airport. I was working for UPS. I worked there for a whole year, one of the worst jobs ever. I had to wake up every single day at 4 in the morning, clock in at 5, and leave like around 3, 4 p.m. every single day. And literally on the sun, on the rain, on the cold weather, on the hot weather, every season I was outside working, loading up planes, unloading up planes, doing everything I had to do to make money. I was one of the worst jobs ever. Like, I don't regret it. It's stuff that you have to do and you have to go through. But that taught me a lot. I'm never ever working for somebody in my life. Like, this is not it. I'm not working on 9 to 5 for nobody. And I had to do it because the barbershop was closed. So I didn't have an option. So I did that for a year. After that, I was glad. I was super glad they opened back the barbershop and I began working on my barber stuff again. Because in my barbershop, I didn't have to clock in. I didn't have to like have somebody telling me what to do. That's something that I really hate. When somebody tells me, yo, go do this, go do that, do this, get this done. I hate when I have somebody on top of me telling me what to do. That's something that I do not tolerate. So that's why I worked my ass off to do what I had to do to have my own shit, and I have nobody telling me what to do. So on the barbershop, guys, like around 20, after they opened the barbershop back up, I started grinding, grinding. I started learning about stocks, like around that time, 2020, when everybody was inside, like everybody was like looking at YouTube, looking at entrepreneurs on Instagram. On all these pages, I was looking at stuff. So I started learning about stocks, like putting a little money into Bitcoin. I had Robinhood, and I was like messing around with Robinhood, and it didn't work out for me. I was like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just throwing money into Robinhood there, putting a little money here, putting a little money there, and then I came across the Amazon stuff, the Amazon selling stuff. I came across it on Instagram, and I tried that. Didn't work out. I tried the Shopify. I tried opening a Shopify store. I opened it up. I did everything. Didn't sell one product because I didn't know what I was doing. And I tried a different stuff, guys. I tried different stuff. Didn't work out. And during that time, I remember I was working at the shop, and I was explaining to one of my boys that we grew up together, but I had a long time without seeing him. And then he came to the shop to get a haircut. And I was telling him, I'm like, bro, like I'm trying to like find something to do. Like, I don't know, like I don't want to keep working a 9 to 5. Well, I don't really work a 9 to 5, but I want to like learn how to make money online, I told him. And he's like, bro, like I've been trying to like learn how to day trade. I don't know yet how to day trade, but I know how to get into the markets, he told me. I'm like, bro, for real? How you do that? Like, I was like, how the hell do you do that? And he's like, bro, all you got to do is just open this account up on this broker, and you got to look at the charts on this website. You got to do this, you got to do that. So basically, that day he told me, and he opened up my mind, and he's like, yo, you can literally open this account here, look at TradingView here, do this, do that. He was literally starting, but he was more ahead of me. I didn't know nothing. So after he told me that, guys, I literally like, my mind just went crazy, and then I went home I started researching, researching. This is like around 2020, remember. Started researching, I started looking around, and then I saw a lot of YouTube videos on how to trade, on how to do this. So I started messing around with the charts, started messing around, putting money into the market. So I didn't have no mentor, I didn't have nobody to tell me, yo, do this, do that. All it was just me looking at YouTube, reading books, how to do this, how to do that, like just trying. So guys, the first time I put money into the market, that I dropped like $100 just to see, I turned it into $700 the first day. In one day I turned $100 to $700. I was like, wow, there's no way that I made from $100 to $700. Like, I'm a beast at this, I said to myself. And guess what? The next day I lost it all. I was being greedy, and I was over trading and just doing stupid stuff because I didn't know what I was doing. And I lost the whole $700, guys. Mind you, I lost the whole $700, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna throw more money into it. I put another $100, and I kept trading, trying, and then I would bring up the account to 300, 200, and then I would blow it again, put more money every week. I was repeating the same cycle, just throwing money into the market, throwing money to the market, guys. So guys, I kept grinding, learning how to trade, kept grinding. And then I learned how to trade gold. This was my first period that I got good at. So I was trading gold, I was making money trading gold. I would turn $100 to like 1,000, then 1,000 to 2,000, and then 2,000 to 3,000. And then when I got my account to like 6,000, 7,000, I over leveraged and I lost it all again, guys. I lost it all again. And I got to a point that I was like about to give up. Like, I kept losing money. It got to a point I almost lost like more than $40,000, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I lost a lot of money. So I'm over here thinking like, wow, like, what am I gonna do? Like, I keep trading, I keep making money, but then I over risk and I lose it all. What the hell is wrong with me? And I kept asking myself, like, should I quit? Should I keep going? Should I quit? Should I keep going? But it was something always in the back of my mind telling me, do not quit, do not quit, do not quit. You're gonna get good at this, you're gonna get good at this. You're almost there. So I kept like losing. And I was about to quit, guys. It got to a point I stopped trading for like a whole 2-3 months. I said, let me put trading to the side, let me clear my mind, let me do something to see if I fix myself. So I stopped trading, but I didn't stop learning. I stopped putting money into the markets. I stopped like trying to put more money every week how it was. And I focused myself and I started like working on myself. And what I started doing, I looked for mentorships. I was paying mentorships. I was paying Telegram groups, Discord groups, trying to learn until I grabbed every little information I had and every little stuff, and I put everything together. And then one thing I really worked on myself was on my psychology and my risk management after that. That was what was wrong with me, and I learned that was the reason why I kept losing, because I had a strategy, but I didn't have my psychology and my risk management put together and unlocked. So after I found out that, I started working on myself on that, grinding, and then I got good. I became profitable, guys. I started making money, and by that time, I stopped trading gold and I started trading NAS 100 and ES, but basically mainly NAS 100. So that's when I started seeing money, guys. I went from trading gold to trading NAS 100, and that's when I started making money, guys. That's when I started making a whole lot of money. All those days and nights that I kept losing all my money, it was all worth it. I started making that money back that I lost. I made it back like 2-3 times, and I was super happy, guys. Like, I always said to myself, thank God I did not give up. Because if I would have gave up, I would have really lost that money that I had lost in the past. But I never gave up. I kept grinding, I kept pushing, I kept going. And I said to myself, I'm never giving up. And everything I start, I don't give up until I learned it. And until I craft and master it. So I kept pushing, going crazy. And then I started live trading. I started my community. I started my YouTube channel. Now we're here, guys. As y'all can see, it was a long journey. It was a lot of stuff I went through. A lot of years of like grinding and crying behind the scenes. Nobody noticed that. Doing a whole lot of stuff, guys, that it got me where I'm at today, guys. But I should have like looked for a mentor when I started, but I didn't know who to go to or like where to get the information. I was just learning on my own. And that's why it took me more than it would have took me if I would have looked for a mentor. That's why I tell everybody, guys, nobody in this world, look at basketball players, everybody has a coach. Look at all these professionals. Everybody goes to school to learn a craft, to learn something. So if you want to learn how to trade, guys, I recommend each one of y'all to look for somebody. Doesn't have to be me, doesn't have to be whoever. Like, look for somebody that connects with you and that you think that that's the right person that's going to take you to that next level and teach you how to day trade or teach you anything. If you want to learn Shopify, Amazon, FBA, whatever, look for that person that knows already the craft and the strategy and everything to give you the blueprint and teach you, guys, because you're going to struggle a lot. You're going to lose a lot of money. You're going to fucking lose a lot of time, guys, and that's the most valuable thing in this life. Time is the most valuable, because without time, there's nothing. Like, that's the only thing that is really, really valuable. Time is more valuable than money. So invest your money, guys. Invest your money. That's the best advice I could tell you. Go and get a mentor that's gonna really help you out a lot. It's gonna take away all those headaches and all those bad times you guys gonna go through trying to learn by yourself. So go do that, guys. And you already know, man. This is the story that I want to share, and I hope you guys get motivated, and I hope you guys watch the whole video. It was just a story just to tell you where I come from, how I started trading, what I did before I was trading, and it was just my life story, guys, and there's a lot more to go. So stay calm, subscribe, like, and comment, guys. I'm gonna leave a link down below if you guys want to apply to see if you're a good fit for my Discord, I have a whole free Discord, but to see if you're a good fit to get in. So apply if you want. You already know, it's your boy SVJ. I'll see y'all on the next fucking video.